Kids are now almost all adults, and they were going to Australian school in Kemang in the past. So now I don't have big experience, but I know that there are schools here, international schools. In the past, my boss from Siemens, who was a German guy, his kids were going to German school. Not sure if this German school is still here, but in place like this, there are international schools. I just don't have experience, right? Hospitals, the same. I don't have experience. Thank you. I don't want to have experience with hospitals, but I visited my family member who had some heart operations, and the hospital looks very good. Okay, I can't tell you the name, but it looks like there is a number of good international clinics here.
Halo, apa kabar semuanya? Jumpa lagi sama saya Inge Olivia di podcast kebanggaan warga Serpong, yaitu Ayo Buka Mata. Nah, kali ini kita akan membahas seputar life living di Serpong ya. Buat teman-teman tahu, Serpong itu terdiri dari beberapa 4 wilayah yang premium, yaitu Bumi Serpong Damai atau BSD, Alam Sutra, Sumarekon, dan Paramon. Nah, di kesempatan ini juga kita akan ngobrol dengan seorang ekspatriat yang berasal dari Selandia Baru, namanya Mr. Pawel. Nanti beliau yang akan mengungkapkan dari sudut pandang dia bagaimana sih hidup di Serpong ini. Halo Mr. Pawel.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm doing okay, thank you.
Okay, can you tell me a little about yourself?
Okay. Yes, so maybe, okay, it's a bit complicated. I was born and raised in Poland, studied in Poland, and when I finished study, I went to work in New Zealand. In New Zealand, I lived 11 years. I became citizen, so in principle, I'm related rather to New Zealand than to Poland. All my kids are actually living in New Zealand. So yes, one could say that I'm from New Zealand for now, right? Yeah, that's what it is about me. I came to Indonesia first time 29 years ago, okay? 29 at the end of 90s, just about the time when your leadership was changing. And I worked for Siemens, German company, and I worked for Nokia afterwards. So I also have to say that I spent here in total maybe more than 15 years. So ultimately I like to be in Indonesia. What happened is that my last job was in Saudi Arabia. When I finished working in Saudi Arabia, I decided with my wife, who is an Indonesian person, from Sunda, that we're gonna retire in Indonesia. And because we have family living also in Serpong, we decided we will first came to Serpong and we'll see how it goes, right? And it goes very well, because my first impression when I come to Serpong was, and I remember that first impression was on the street past Sumarekon Mall, okay? I was thinking, this is like small Singapore, right? Very clean, not so many cars, wide streets, so I was really impressed. And now it's almost a year past since we are here, and I still have the same feeling. I really like to be here, okay, in Serpong, yeah.
When you arrived in Serpong, what made you think I could actually see myself living here?
Look, okay, I can explain this. One of the plan was to go back to Jakarta, to Kemang, because we have a house in Kemang. But then I realized if I go back to Kemang, I live in the pollution and maybe a little bit of banjir, and also there is a lot of traffic. Machetrus, right?
Yeah.
In Kemang. It doesn't matter what time of the day, in Kemang you always have traffic jam. And then we realized here, if I want to go to to other place. If we wanna visit sister of my wife, if we wanna go to the mall, it's actually very easy. You get the taxi and you go there. Okay, no traffic jam, and less pollution.
Yeah.
We live in place called Greenwich Park, and this is really environment like in a park. You can't get that in Jakarta, right? In Jakarta, you always live with other people. Okay, so yes, I actually think this is the place where many expatriates like myself could happily live after they finish working actively. Okay, or maybe if you don't have to go every day to Jakarta, you can also live here, even when you work. So yes, I'm pretty much convinced that whoever comes here and stays for a bit longer time, then really sees all the good things about Serpong. Yeah?
So I can tell that you are fell into Serpong.
Yes.
Okay.
I am.
Mr. Pawel, you're now living in Serpong.
Yes.
So have you actually experienced any benefits from that in your day-to-day life?
Yes, as I mentioned, I really like the fact that you can easily access all the places. If I want to go to mall, it takes me 5 minutes, right? If I want to go to other mall, then it takes me 10 minutes. But there is no traffic as bad as in Jakarta, so I like that. Living in the park also has some advantages. There is no pollution, right? I feel here is much less pollution here than in other places where I lived. Okay, and I lived in many places, not only in Indonesia, right?
Okay, and what about getting around? Is it convenient enough for commuting to Jakarta or the airport from here?
To the airport is easy. Commuting to Jakarta is painful. It takes very rarely you go to Jakarta within 1 hour.
Yeah.
Often is even up to 2 hours. So no, commuting to Jakarta I don't like. But we've been overseas already during this last year a few times. Going to airport is very easy. Yeah?
I can feel you. For expat with families, schools and healthcare are huge factors.
Yes.
What would you rate those facilities in here in Serpong?
As I said, my kids are now almost all adults, and they were going to Australian school in Kemang in the past. So now I don't have big experience, but I know that there are schools here, international schools. In the past, my boss from Siemens, who was a German guy, his kids were going to German school. Not sure if this German school is still here, but in place like this, there are international schools. I just don't have experience, right? Hospitals, the same. I don't have experience. Thank you. I don't want to have experience with hospitals, but I visited my family member who had some heart operations, and the hospital looks very good. Okay, I can't tell you the name, but it looks like there is a number of good international clinics here, right? Some from Singapore. I saw the Siloam Hospital.
Yeah.
So yes, I think facilities are good. And if somebody needs to go abroad, which I believe there is no such a need, there is also easy access to the airport, and you can evacuate yourself quickly, right?
Yeah.
So all is good.
Okay, it's still about community. Do you think Serpong offers a good work-life balance?
Yes, I think Serpong does that, but as I said,
with their facilities or
facilities are here super. You have banks, you have malls, you have hospitals, you have schools. So there is nothing else what you need. If one member of the family works and he needs to go to Jakarta, then he goes to Jakarta and he knows family is okay, all right? Because they have everything around them, and Serpong is a really good place to be for expatriates, of course also for Indonesians, right? And in this Perumahan where I live, there's also a few expatriates, right? From Bulgaria and from UK, and they seem to be very happy. They are with families. You don't necessarily have the same, as I explained before. Living here gives you impression you live in bigger space, okay? There is more space for you, not house next to house and so on. Okay, probably, as I said, I like my first impression was this is like small Singapore. Okay, not everywhere in Serpong looks like in Singapore, but there are places that really give you very good feeling of the space and fresh air and so on. So yes, I think this is a very good place for expatriates. And one has to say it's also better value for money, you know,
Okay.
to be here. Yeah.
Before we continue our conversation, can you please to
Thank
take
you.
a cup of coffee?
Thank you, thank you. Of course we will.
Okay. I'm joining you.
This coffee is very good, you know.
You know where it come from?
Warung kopi, Tebeka. I know.
This coffee is from Makassar. Do you know Makassar?
Yes. You know, I, as I said, I was running on behalf of Siemens and Nokia. I was running build-up of the Indosat network back in time, right? So I've been to many places because we have offices all around Indonesia. I also ran for a very short period of time Telkomsel project from Nokia, and they had office in Makassar. So I've been to Makassar, but it was like, 10 years ago. No, 10 years, 15 years ago. I'm forgetting how time's flying. So yes, I've been in many places, and Makassar was one of them. I also been to Manado. Okay, so in that particular island, I visited a few places.
Oh, I see. Okay. Everyone loves topic about the food. So, do you have any favorite restaurant or cafe in Serpong?
Yes, and you will laugh, but my wife is Sudanese, and I like too, of course. I have no other choice. Authentic Sudanese food. So we're going to Sumarekon. Next to Sumarekon is a small place where you have all those small warungs, and there is kas Sunda. I like urap because I like vegetables. So we always go there and try to get urap, but you have to be early, okay? Because urap goes out very quickly. But ayam bakar, all of that things. Personally, if you ask me, I like Padang food. Because I don't know. It's a beef and with spicy sauce. I like it, but if I'm with my wife, I always eat Sudanese food.
Sudanese or Padang?
Yes.
Do you refer to it which one? Antara Padang sama
I like variety. So one day this, another then this, and sometimes pizza too. Okay, pizza is good in Pizza Marciano, I think, in Sumarekon, mall. So yes, I like variety. Yeah. So you have variety you have amazing variety here in Serpong because there is so many authentic cuisines. Okay, authentic warungs. You can go and get something that is very very Indonesian. Just recently I have Choto Makassar, first time, and it's very good. Actually, I like soups, right? So I like soto ayam, soto bandung, and now I also like Choto Makassar.
Biasanya itu bule itu nggak bisa makan pedes ya, tapi Mr. Pawel ini beda loh teman-teman. Do you like the spicy food, right?
Saya orang bule, dan saya tahu banyak orang bule, and banyak orang bule suka spicy food. You have to trust me, ya. Yeah?
Tapi biasanya orang bule itu ada tidak terlalu suka yang pedas.
No. You see, when you go to New Zealand or you go to Poland or you go to any other country, and you wanna eat Indonesian food, then it's not as spicy. But once you live in Indonesia, you get used to this, to the spices, right?
Okay. Do you think it's easy to find products or ingredient from your home country here?
No, it's not so easy, unless you go to places like Grand Laki, maybe,
Grand Laki, yes.
Or you go to Ion to find. But we're not looking for it. I'm quite happy with the only thing I'm missing sometimes is keju. It's cheese, right? But that's all. Otherwise, we eat Indonesian products.
Okay.
Yeah.
What does a perfect weekend in Serpong look like for you?
Oh well, okay. from time to time, we take the car and we're going to Jakarta. Because on the weekends it's easier to meet some friends and maybe, maybe see how our house look, because it's being rented, and if there is a problem, we have to go. But usually we walk a lot because I'm living in this big park, so we walk a lot. We're trying to be. My wife also in Jakarta, she plays padel with friends from the past. So she's playing padel. I meet some people for a beer or two, and that's it. We like to just basically chill out,
If you have to describe Serpong in just 3 words, what would they be?
Let me think about it. So definitely clean, definitely friendly, and I think it's modern as well.
Yeah.
It's quite modern because every facilities we've been through, either bank or malls, they all look very modern. The places you can actually organize everything remotely, right? You want food, you call, you get it. So from that service side, so it's a clean, modern, and quite friendly.
Okay.
Quite friendly, and I think expatriates, people speak English as well, right? So no problem.
Okay, finally, if another expat asks you whether Serpong is worth calling home,
Yes.
What do you say?
Well, I always recommend, but remember, because of the distance to Jakarta, depends where you work. For retirement, perfect. For work, okay, you have to think about it if you want to spend, maybe with the driver would be easier, but the distance to Jakarta is always an issue, right? But definitely for people who don't have to be in Jakarta every day, Serpong is the place to be.
Okay. So you will living here for a long time?
Well, that's my retirement. So
Okay,
I hope for a long time.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Paul.
Thank you. Good coffee.
Kalau mau minum kopi, jangan lupa ya, kopi TBK. Oke, cukup di sini perbincangan saya dengan Mr. Paul. Thank you again for your time for us. Maybe we can meet again in next episode.
Okay.
Kita jumpa lagi di episode lain yang tak kalah menarik. Bye-bye.